What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate support. Guys, earlier last month, October to be exact, on this channel, we covered a breaking news story out there in Alabama. I think it was Montgomery, Alabama, where there was a mass shooting after a football game in which rival gangs or whatever came across each other and opened fire, and people were shot, people were killed. Namely, I think it was two people. One was a guy, a young guy, and a woman in her 40s, I think. Well, news has come out that one of the four people arrested for it, this guy here, whose name escapes me, has bonded out of jail after getting a BS bond of $60,000. Now this shooting occurred on October 4th. October 5th, this guy was back on the street. Take a look at this and we'll come back and talk about it, because there's outrage about it, and rightfully so.
Public outrage after one of the suspects in an Alabama mass shooting last month was released on bond the day after his arrest. Jonathan Seri is tracking that, follows up in Atlanta. What's the facts here, Jonathan?
Yeah, Bill, Alabama residents are in shock over the October 4 mass shooting in their capital city. It happened shortly after the Morehouse-Tuskegee College football game. Police say rival groups fired at each other in Montgomery's crowded downtown nightlife district, killing a 43-year-old woman and 17-year-old boy and injuring 12 others. Authorities are holding 3 people on capital murder charges, but a 4th defendant, 19-year-old Javoric Whiting, was released on $60,000 bond.
He was charged with a serious violent felony that involved attempted murder. When you're charged with something along those lines, to my personal opinion, you constitute a threat to public safety, and you constitute a threat to the people around you.
May 2026, Alabama voters will decide whether to expand the list of non-bailable offenses to include attempted murder under Anaya's Law, named after UFC heavyweight fighter Walt Harris's stepdaughter. Anaya Blanchard was abducted and murdered in 2019. Her alleged killer was out on bond for other violent crimes at the time. In the Montgomery shooting case, Javoric Whiting's attorney says he understands the frustration, but does not want to see bail eliminated altogether.
You start just locking people up because they're charged with crimes, that's a slippery slope, because innocent people do get arrested. And a lot of these cases don't go to trial for 2 to 3 years.
And White says his client is required to wear an ankle monitor. He has to observe a curfew and remain on good behavior to avoid pretrial detention. Bill?
Well, that vote will be interesting when it comes around, too. Jonathan, thank you.
I'm not surprised by that. Are you? Honestly, I'm going to bring up a couple of points with this situation. First of all, somebody died in a mass shooting, one of many this year alone in this country, that nobody really focuses on, those in power, on trying to stop. Somebody died. Well, 2 people died. People opening fire in the streets. Violent criminal offense. Murder charge. $60,000 bond. Out with $6,000 the next day. Why does he even have bond? Now, before y'all say anything about what y'all seen, where the lawyer said, oh, well, that's a slippery slope. A lot of people get locked up. They don't go to court 2 or 3 years. That's true. If you keep locking people up, but when they commit murder and egregious violent acts, lock them up. Now, if it's a problem, a discrepancy of people getting scared that they'll get sued for wrongfully locking somebody up, do something about that process. But for now, have a guideline. When your ass is caught up in a shooting, you ain't getting out. And then work out the other kinks as they come. How hard is that? Another thing I'm going to bring up is this. You ever notice it's different layers of the justice system, starting with the lowest part, law enforcement, the ones that go out and arrest these people, and then you go up and then you hear all these different people saying different things and talking bad about each other. you'll hear the cops say, we arrest the people, but they let them right back out. All we're responsible for is just getting them arrested, finding the people, and then putting them in jail. Then you get people that say, oh, well, everybody deserves a fair chance and this and that. If they catch you in the act or catch you or have definite proof that you did something, your ass should not get out for a violent crime. I would treat all mass shootings as terroristic acts and an act of terror, because it is. It's all these different loopholes and what to call things and all this other stuff. Let me tell you something. Experience brings evolution. You know what I'm saying? Or evolution comes from experience. You are seeing the evolution of the new criminal mind because the justice system, through their experience, has not evolved like criminals do. So you got to remember, we used to all play cops and robbers. The robber does the stuff and then the cop has to catch him. Nowadays, people that do criminal acts, especially wild criminal acts causing mass hysteria, will roll the dice and hopefully they'll get away. It's tempting. They don't care. There's nothing out here nowadays for any crime that really stops a criminal from saying, you know what, wait a minute. Let me look at this another angle. Let me think a little bit before I go and do this. It's not. The justice system has not caught up with the criminal mind, and that's why we have a lot of stuff out here that's crazy right now. This old backward ass way of doing things, because they got all these laws in place. They don't want to go back into the books and start fixing some of this stuff. And, you know, with the sign of the times, they don't want to fix that. So what they'll do is they'll say, oh, this keeps working. And this is the way the American foundation was built on this and that. Yeah, well, people are different, especially with technology, people being scammers, people not scared of jail no more. The punishment you have is not working. Imagine having a house full of badass kids and the belt your hand or punishment don't work on most of them. How you think that house will look? How you think you'll be respected? How do you think other people see you as a parent, or not even a parent, but as somebody in power when your house is in disorder? These motherfuckers make money off of this shit. They do. Now they let this guy out and hopefully he'll go back to court, or better yet, he'll kill somebody else because he back out there in the street running and looking for the ops. Stupid stuff. We need serious change in the criminal justice system. The punishment system as well. Big change in the punishment system. Because I'm telling you, these people running around here doing this type of stuff, it's not going to end. And as the experience with the criminals and other criminals watching it evolve, they going to evolve. Justice system ain't. Why? Because there's money involved. They don't care. This stuff, I'm telling you, I don't think any of this stuff that you see now in 20 years is going to be normal. It's going to be normal because they're not doing nothing about it. $60,000, somebody's dead. Dead. 2 people are dead. More people could have died. Several other people were injured. And you know what? Hey, give them a $60,000 bond. That'll teach them out with 10%. So $6,000 somebody paid to get this animal back out in the street. Let it sink in. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. You know, sometimes I sit around and I think a lot of these politicians, they go to these good schools and go to these places and they don't have to live around this type of stuff, and they don't frequent this type of stuff where mass shootings happen and, you know, people have fun, you know, in the cities and stuff that these people watch over, but they don't go to these places, so they somewhat numb to it. For real. Shit is crazy, man. Until stuff happens to you, then it becomes a rallying cry for change. And these motherfuckers sitting up in the high castle act like they can't look down and see that everything's going to shit. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.